For more than a century, it was accepted that 20.4 inches of snow fell on March 30th and 31st of 1890. And for more than a century, that number has remained unquestioned at the top of the list of biggest snows in St. Louis history. But there's a small problem. The official weather logs for the day don't show any snow at all.
We have daily temperatures, high and low temperatures, and daily precipitation or melted down snowfall, but we did not have daily snowfall measurements, which was concerning.
Concerning because without any actual measurements, it's impossible to prove the record's even valid. That's why the National Weather Service took a closer look at the storm after its place in history was challenged by the epic Palm Sunday snowstorm in March of 2013.
So we found some supporting documentation, but we really lack that daily data and measured snowfall from around the area.
So with the help of local historian Cliff Saxon, I combed through newspaper archives from across the region looking for answers.
Whether it was 20 or 7, 9, 14, the articles that I read have all over the place. But this is clearly a major event.
Major, yes, but record-breaking? Saxon does suggest we take the accounts in the old-time newspapers with a bit of a grain of salt.
It's sensationalism. We think that the tabloids and reality TV are sometimes over the top and shocking. Sometimes they didn't hold a candle to the newspapers in those days.
Now, looking beyond the numbers in those articles, they all do have one very important thing in common, and that is that this was one heavy, wet, sloppy March snowfall. And that raised another red flag. You see, March snowfalls don't fluff out as much. That rain to snow ratio is typically between 1 and 6, and maybe as high as 1 to 8 inches. That means if you run the numbers through the equation, that 2.09 inches of rain actually should have fluffed out to more like 12 to 16 inches of snow, which is a lot more plausible than the 20 inches of snow in that record. And that's why the National Weather Service now considers this record as unofficial. Glenn?